Belize sounds like paradise, right? But before you pack your bags, there's a side to retiring here that most people never see, and it could make or break your dream. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on what it's really like to retire in Belize. I'll explore the real cost of living, the visa process, healthcare quality, the best places to live, and the downsides they don't mention in glossy brochures. By the end, you'll know exactly if Belize fits your lifestyle and budget, or if you might be better off elsewhere. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Retire Without Borders, the show where I go over the ins and outs of retiring overseas. So you may be wondering about Belize. Where is it? Do they speak English in Belize? Do I have to learn Spanish? In a word, no. Belize's unique history as the only English-speaking country in Central America traces back to its colonial past. Belize was originally inhabited by the Maya civilization, long before European settlers arrived. Belize was at the heart of the ancient Maya civilization, one of the most advanced and fascinating cultures of the pre-Columbian Americas. Between roughly 250 and 900 AD, Belize's jungles and river valleys were home to thriving Maya cities, complete with grand pyramids, observatories, and ball courts. The Maya in Belize developed sophisticated systems of astronomy, mathematics, and agriculture, shaping the landscape with terraces and ceremonial centers that can still be visited today. Show picture of my boys on a pyramid. Even now, Belize's modern culture reflects this rich heritage. About 10 to 12% of the population is of Maya descent, and traditions, crafts, and festivals rooted in ancient Maya customs remain an important part of everyday life. The area later attracted British settlers and loggers, known as baymen, who were drawn by the rich stands of mahogany and logwood in the 17th century. Though Spain claimed the territory, it never established lasting control, leading to a series of conflicts and treaties that eventually solidified British dominance. In 1862, the area officially became the British Crown Colony of British Honduras, remaining under British rule until it achieved independence in 1981 as Belize. Because of this long period as a British colony, English was established as the official language, a legacy that remains today and makes Belize particularly attractive to American and Canadian retirees seeking an easier cultural and linguistic transition. Picture this: palm trees swaying by turquoise water, friendly faces who speak your language, and a laid-back vibe where stress seems to melt away. Since Belize is the only Central American country where English is the national language, it makes it easy for retirees to settle without battling a language barrier. Plus, it's just a short flight from cities like Houston and Miami, so visiting family, or having them visit, is way simpler than retiring in, say, Thailand or Portugal. It's the classic postcard. Small beach towns, a mix of Caribbean and Latin culture, and a pace that makes you forget what rush hour means. Everyone wants to know, how much will it cost to live in Belize? Well, it depends where and how you want to live. Just a word. In addition to Angli being the official language, Belize uses the American dollar as the official currency. There's no need to exchange money here. So, let's first look at beach towns like Ambergris, Cayey, and Placencia. Rent for a modern one-bedroom near the beach will cost around $1,000 to $1,500 per month. For local groceries and utilities, you can add another $300 to $600. Imported products, such as cheese, wine, or electronics, can cost much more than back home. Next, how about inland towns like San Ignacio? There, rent drops to around $500 to $800 per month. Overall cost of living could be closer to $1,500 to $2,000 per month. Very doable on most budgets. To live comfortably, eating out sometimes, owning a golf cart or car, traveling home once a year. Many retirees budget between $2,000 and $3,000 a month. That's still cheaper than retiring in Florida or California, where monthly living costs can easily top $4,000 to $5,000 a month. But Belize isn't dirt cheap, especially if you want imported goods or live on an island. For example, Belize places significant import tariffs on many goods. This import tariff can be 45% or more of the price of the item. Plus, there is a general sales tax, GST, of 12.5% on most items. This drives up prices, especially for things that aren't produced locally. While local produce, seafood, and Belizean-made products can be very affordable, anything imported, especially brand names and specialty goods, can stretch your budget. Many expats adapt by buying local brands whenever possible, stocking up on visits to Mexico, especially those near Corozal, bringing certain items in their luggage when visiting family back home. In short, daily life can be quite affordable if you live like a local, but if you prefer US or European brands, electronics, or imported wines and foods, be ready for sticker shock. So you are ready to move there. What are your visa options? Residency and visa, the QRP program. Belize has a popular residency option called the Qualified Retired Persons Program, QRP. Here's how it works. If you are 45 years or older and can prove a monthly income from abroad of at least $2,000 a month, you're in. You must spend at least 30 consecutive days per year in Belize. There are also some nice perks. For example, when moving there, you can import your car, boat, and household goods duty-free, one time. Your foreign income isn't taxed. That alone will help stretch your retirement dollars. You'll still have to pay US taxes as a citizen with an American pension, but at least you won't be double taxed. Of course, there are a couple of minor downsides. First, you can't legally work for a Belizean company under the QRP. You probably won't want to, but it is something to be aware of. Second, you still pay taxes if you earn income inside Belize. This goes without saying, as you may start a business in retirement and would pay local taxes on that business income. If you'd rather live here without the QRP, you can enter on a tourist visa and renew every 30 days, paying around $50 per renewal. But it's less stable long-term. Healthcare. Affordable but limited, Belize's healthcare is a mixed bag. On the plus side, simple procedures and doctor visits are very affordable. A routine doctor visit will cost between $25 and $50. A dentist cleaning will often run under $50. Also, private clinics are available in larger towns. However, there are some drawbacks. There are limited specialists and advanced treatments. For major surgery or complicated illnesses, most retirees head to Cancun in Mexico, Guatemala City, or fly back to the United States. Many retirees choose an international health insurance plan, which covers care outside Belize. How about the weather? Don't they get hurricanes? Well, it depends. Yes, sometimes hurricanes do strike Belize. Belize's weather is classic tropical Caribbean, which means it's generally warm and humid year-round, but there are a few seasonal patterns anyone planning to retire there should know about. Hot season. From March to May, daytime temperatures can soar into the mid to high 80s degrees, around 29 to 31 degrees, and occasionally even reach the low 90s degrees, 32-34 degrees inland. Coastal breezes keep it a bit more comfortable on the quays and along the coast. I remember it being hot and humid in the jungle when I was there during July. Rainy season. This runs roughly from June to November, with the wettest months usually in September and October. Rain often comes as heavy but short afternoon showers rather than all-day downpours. But during peak months, flooding can occur in some low-lying areas. Dry season. From December to May, you'll enjoy lots of sun, cooler evenings, and generally drier conditions, making it the most popular time for visitors and new arrivals. Overall, Belize enjoys average daily temperatures around 79 degrees, 26 degrees, with coastal areas a bit cooler thanks to sea breezes. Speaking of humidity, it can feel quite high, especially inland during the hot season. Now about those hurricanes. Belize is in the hurricane belt, and while direct hits are uncommon, the official hurricane season, June-November, can bring tropical storms. Many expats and retirees invest in hurricane shutters or insurance. Microclimates. Inland areas like San Ignacio tend to be slightly hotter but drier, while coastal spots like Placencia or Ambergris Caye feel cooler thanks to constant trade winds. Overall, if you love warm weather and lots of sunshine, balanced with a rainy season that keeps the landscape lush, Belize offers a climate that's both inviting and vibrant. Best places to retire in Belize. So, what are the best places to retire in Belize? Belize may be small, but each region feels different. Belize offers a handful of truly appealing spots for retirees, each with its own vibe and lifestyle perks. Here are some of the most popular and best places for retirees in Belize, plus why they stand out. Ambergris Caye, Belize's most famous island, centered around the lively town of San Pedro. It is known for its laid-back Caribbean feel, vibrant expat community, and easy access to world-class snorkeling and diving at the Great Blue Hole and Belize Barrier Reef. It is more developed than other areas, So you'll find good restaurants, beach bars, grocery stores, and medical clinics, but also slightly higher costs of living. Kai Kalker. K Kalker is smaller, quieter, and even more relaxed than Ambergris Cay, with the motto, "Go slow." It is popular with retirees who want island life on a more modest budget. It has less vehicle traffic, mostly golf carts and bikes, and fewer tourists compared to Ambergris. San Ignacio, Cayo District. If you prefer to be off the beach, San Ignacio is an inland town surrounded by lush jungles, rivers, and Maya ruins. Cooler evenings compared to the coast, and costs are generally lower. Vibrant local market, growing expat community, and a base for outdoor adventures like caving and hiking. San Ignacio is a good pick if you prefer rolling hills and countryside to sandy beaches. Placencia is a scenic beach village on a narrow peninsula in southern Belize. It is famous for its beautiful beaches, laid-back charm, and active expat scene. Placencia offers a mix of Caribbean vibe and small-town feel, with local shops, cafes, and waterfront homes. Yet it is still affordable compared to Ambergris Cay, though prices are rising. Corozal. Finally, there is Corozal. Quieter, more affordable town near the Mexican border. Corozal has a calm bayfront setting rather than open ocean beaches. It is very popular with retirees who cross into Mexico, Chetumal, for shopping, dining, and cheaper medical care. It has a strong sense of community and a slower pace of life. Each of these spots has its own rhythm, so choosing the right one really depends on whether you want lively island life, peaceful beaches, jungle living, or proximity to Mexico. Many retirees start by renting for a few months in different areas to see which feels most like home. Do check out my video on how to test drive a country before moving there. You will gain a lot of insight. Every paradise has trade-offs. So, what are some of the issues with moving to Belize? As I mentioned earlier, there is the high cost of imported goods. A box of cereal can cost twice what it does in the US. Then, there is the spotty infrastructure. Occasional power or water outages, especially on islands. Of course, unlike some retirement havens, healthcare here is limited. For serious conditions, plan to travel. Then, there's the weather. Not a deal breaker, but Belize is in the hurricane belt. Consider hurricane insurance. Lastly is the bureaucracy. Things move slowly. Belize time is real. These aren't deal breakers for everyone, but knowing ahead helps you plan realistically. So, what is the lifestyle in Belize? Belize offers a relaxed, no-rush culture. Many expats fall in love with weekly beach BBQs, local markets containing fresh produce and meats, chatting with neighbors over fresh coconut water. But it's not for everyone. If you need malls, chain restaurants, or same-day Amazon delivery, you might feel frustrated. However, if you enjoy slower mornings, friendly conversations, and tropical sunsets, it can be perfect. Now, Belize can absolutely be affordable for retirees who adapt to local life. But if you plan to keep a North American lifestyle, or don't budget for these hidden costs, you might find your expenses much higher than the basic cost of living numbers suggest. Beyond rent and groceries, retirees often forget hurricane insurance can be $1,000 or more per year. Travel costs for flights back home can vary depending on where you live. I'm in Los Angeles, so a round-trip flight from Belize City to Los Angeles will cost around $400. Vehicle costs, especially on islands, golf cart maintenance. New golf cart can run you $8,000 to $20,000 for the initial purchase, plus a few hundred per year for maintenance. Higher price for electronics and furniture as compared to the United States. These extras can add hundreds per month, turning a cheap destination into a moderately priced one. But it is something you can simply be aware of. Balancing lifestyle and cost. That said, for many, Belize isn't the absolute cheapest place to retire. But the blend of English language, close US flights, and Caribbean beauty is worth paying a bit more. Think of it as cheaper than the US, more familiar and accessible than Asia, more rough around the edges than places like Costa Rica. The real Belize promise. Retiring in Belize isn't for everyone. If you need modern hospitals on every corner, pass. If you can't stand occasional power cuts, think twice. But if you dream of flip-flops, a golf cart, fresh seafood, and chatting in English by the sea, Belize offers something unique. Still affordable by US standards, and it's close enough to family while feeling like another world. Let me sum it up. Belize has a warm climate, English language, and tropical lifestyle. Cost of living can be $2,000 to $3,000 a month, depending on location and lifestyle. Healthcare is affordable but limited. Serious care means traveling. The QRP visa program makes legal residency straightforward, if you qualify. It's not cheap for imported goods, and the pace is slow, but for many, that's part of the charm. So, what do you think? Is Belize now on your radar? Let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe and check out this next video on the top 5 cheapest places to retire in 2025.